This is a show where I talk finance as a 15-year-old investor and I dive into different topics. The goal is to help other people with the lack of education that we have in the financial sector as a whole. And I try to explain it in a way that youth can understand, but also adults who are beginners in investing can understand. The goal is just to help everyone out and bounce ideas off of each other. It's a great, fun time. And in today's episode, we are going to be talking about how to maximize your silver stack. Also, if you're rewatching this, this is a live stream, so you'll hear me talking to the chat during the stream all the time, like right now. What's up, Joseph Lopez? How you doing? We've got one in the stream. If you see me looking over this way, it's because I actually am watching my own stream on a different account so that I can be my own moderator, because sometimes you got a little bit of nasty fans who just jump into the chat and I need to block them or do something like that. So without further ado, we can just get into the topic. But the topic is how to maximize your silver stack. If you don't know what precious metal stacking is, it is basically buying precious metals to obtain and save wealth over time. So this is actual pure silver. It's a 5-ounce bar. This is considered stacking silver. I made a whole YouTube video on it that I actually uploaded yesterday called Why You Should Add Physical Silver to Your Precious Metals Portfolio. So that explains it more in depth. But in today's stream, the idea is how do you maximize your stacking on a budget and how do you make it work better for you? So that's what we're talking about. We'll just start off with stay away from SD bullying. They're being sued. Okay, I will do. I might have to make a video on that. So yeah, okay. I'm going to start off real quick with just some simple things. So when you're buying silver, what are you really looking for? Well, first of all, we got to talk about silver coins versus silver rounds. Coins and rounds actually are different, and a lot of people don't understand this. So these are 1-ounce coins. This is what a lot of beginners and a lot of people in general like to stack. This is a 1-ounce silver Britannia, okay? It is 1 ounce of silver, and if you need to look up the price of silver, you can just search up on Google silver spot price, and that tells you that what the value of this coin is. So this coin is currently worth $47 at the time of recording this live stream, but this is 1 ounce of silver. As you can see, it actually has on the front a value of £2 in England. So if I went to England right now, I could spend this coin for £2, which means it is a coin. And the reason it's a coin is because it's backed by a government. I could actually go to this place and buy something for this coin. A round, which is this right here, it's just buying for the value. So I can't just go to England and get money out of this. That's not how it works. Yo, lots of people are hopping in the chat. We got Pineapple Bros, Tina, and Voodoo. No, you cannot be a mod. Sorry, I don't have any mods on my streams. But this is a round. So the point of this round is to just be able to buy silver. So this is just 1 ounce of silver. I can't go and spend it at a random place. I can't spend it in a specific country. I would have to sell it and get the value of silver out of it. So which one of these do you want to buy? Coins tend to be better and hold more value because they actually have a different, they're on a different standard of value. Coins have a higher premium because they're backed by a government and they are more trusted in general, okay? So this is a coin. As I said, coins are backed by a government, rounds are not backed by a government, and usually are minted privately, meaning anyone is just minting these rounds. So these coins hold more value, aka premium, and that premium is usually $3 to $4 over spot. Those Britannias actually hold value. I sold one for $54, so basically $5 to $6 over spot price. Okay, so we're going to be throwing around a lot of terms, and I want y'all to understand these terms because it's really hard to keep up with the video if you don't know the terms. First of all, I'm just going to read chat real quick. Ace says, Russell Wilson from the New York Giants. Sup, bro? What? Okay. Dang. So, yeah. We are chilling right now. So, where was I? Okay, I was talking about rounds. One second, I need to get back on my tangent because I'm not locked in. I'm not locked in tonight. Okay, so yeah, these rounds are going to be very helpful because they're cheaper. So if you want a lot of silver, then the rounds will be cheaper. So we're going to try to learn some terms so y'all understand. Premium is the price you're going to pay over spot. So spot price is the value of a specific coin. So the current spot price is $47. So if I want to go to any coin store in the world, the price of 1 ounce of silver without any special value is $47. That's it. That's spot price. Premium is how much you're paying over spot price because a lot of people or a lot of sellers, they have to make money as well. So a seller, to make money, they charge a premium. So let's say the price of silver is $47 and you buy a coin for $50. That is a $3 premium. As a stacker, your goal is to buy silver as close to spot price as possible. So you want to buy that silver as close to the spot price as possible. If you are a stacker, you will know these terms: spot price, premium, coin, and round. Those are basic terms that will get you through this episode so that you know what's going on. And yeah, those are the terms. So now we can get into how are you actually going to maximize your stack. So the first thing for maximizing a silver stack, especially if you are on a budget, is buying from dealerships and shopping around. Shopping around is important because some shops sell specific things cheaper than others. While this Britannia coin can go for $54 online, sometimes at my local coin shop where I go, I can buy these for like $48, which is really close to spot price on silver. It's like buying stuff on Amazon or at Walmart. Sometimes one place will have something cheaper than the other, so shopping around is key. Your goal, as I said, is to buy something for the least premium that you can. So you want to buy stuff as close to spot price as humanly possible. Also, when you're looking around at multiple places, there are deals of the day or like specific deals sometimes that come up where you can find a specific coin really cheap. One of my favorite coins is actually this coin right here. This is a Canadian 80% silver dollar. It has Elizabeth II on the front and a totem on the back. This is 80% silver and weighs 0.6 ounces of silver. So it's just over a half ounce of silver. This coin right now, if you go on Hero Bullion, you can buy it under spot price. You can buy them for $28 a piece. Insanely good deal. If you are new to stacking or you're wanting to buy some coins, go check out that deal. Buying stuff under spot is rare. I actually just picked up like $200 worth of this deal, so I'll make a video unboxing that. But this is the power of shopping around. You can find cheaper deals, meaning you can get more silver for your dollar. At the end of the day, that is the goal, to get as much of this for your US dollar as humanly possible. That is literally the goal of stacking. So make sure you're looking around, checking different places, and doing your due diligence. Sorry, that took me a long time to say. Do your due diligence because sometimes people are going to try to scam you. They're going to lie that the price is something. So just make sure you're shopping around. That helps you. And then another way is to search on eBay or buy collections. The reason this is important is because on eBay, you can find some very, very undervalued items. And the reason this is because you're buying from another person. This is amazing because some people, they kind of have a lack of education, so you can kind of swoop in and get things cheap. I know it's not the best thing to do, but it's part of business. If someone didn't do their research and they are selling an American Eagle silver coin that is worth $60 and they're selling it for 54 or 55, go ahead and buy that. Buy that coin just because you found it cheaper there. On eBay, you can find auctions, and some of these auctions are actually incredibly good deals. I usually find that I'll go through 10 or 20 auctions and I'll only land and be able to purchase 2 out of the 10. But the 2 that I'm able to buy are extremely good deals. And I don't know what this is and why this happens, but eBay just tends to have a lot of good deals. The one thing with eBay that you have to watch out for is fake coins, But if you know what you're looking for and you actually do your research on the coins, fake coins are not an issue because you know what to look for and you know how to identify your coins. So once you're a little more experienced, go look for auctions and go do that kind of stuff. I found a guy in the Bay Area that pays at least 40 cents above spot for generic silver, which is basically like a 1% extra ROI, which is very, very good. Yeah, that's actually a pretty decent, that's a pretty decent buyback rate for silver. I wouldn't sell to him because where I am, you can get way higher over spot, but that's good for California. That's good for California. um, yeah, so that is one of them. Also, you can buy in full collections. Sometimes people sell their entire collection and it's very, very cheap because they just wanted to get rid of the collection. So if you find a good collection, sometimes it's worth just picking it up, sorting through, keeping the pieces that you want for your own collection, and then selling all the pieces that you don't want. Hopefully that makes sense. Just keep what you want, sell what you don't want. Okay, the third thing is buy things that you enjoy, guys. In stacking, there are so many different coins and different things you can go out and buy. And one thing that I've really learned is buy and stack what you want. It doesn't really matter what other people are telling you to buy if you enjoy it and if it has a market. If you're able to sell your pieces in the future, then by all means, go ahead and just buy some things that you want and then sell them later down the line. The thing that I found is if I'm buying what everyone else tells me to buy, I get really, really bored. And when I'm bored, I'm not putting money aside in silver. I'm not putting any money away. I'm not buying this stuff because everyone told me to do it. So in that case, I'm just not putting away enough money into metals. And that is an issue for a lot of people just staying locked in and wanting to buy. So guys, buy what you like. Whether it's this Canadian stuff, I live in the US, but I still love the Canadian stuff. I love platinum. A lot of people told me platinum was a terrible idea. Guess what? I bought these platinum coins for $900 an ounce, and these platinum coins are worth $1,600 an ounce right now. That was just because I bought what I wanted to. Buying what you want gives you a huge amount of power because it keeps you invested. And being invested is how you continue to just keep on going. So buy what you want. I don't want to beat this dead horse here and keep talking about it, but buy what you want. It is very, very important. Maples are diamonds of silver stacking. If you guys want to see what a maple looks like, 1 second, I will show it. Also, guys, feel free to ask questions and chat because that's what I love about live streams is we can like do things live and I can discuss while we Dude, I don't even have a maple just like out and about. What the heck? Where did my maple go? I had one, but I don't know where my maple went. That's sad. I have a Chinese panda I can show you right here. This is a Chinese silver panda. It's 1 ounce of silver. Very beautiful coin. This is what I mean. Buy what you like. A lot of people don't like Chinese stuff because it's made in China. But you know what? I love it because it's very cute. And so I enjoy stacking the pandas. Gold is best. White gold is low profile. Mostly it's silver. That's true. I've never actually thought about stacking white gold. Is that possible? Like, do they make white gold bullion? Like, do they make a lot of white gold stuff? I've never seen that, but I have seen it for like jewelry because I love chains. I'm a chain guy, and I actually rock a silver chain every day. I'm not wearing it right now because I was at baseball and I was sick, so like wasn't rocking it. But yeah. Okay, so that just buy what you like. That's all. The next one is avoid shipping when possible. There are a lot of places that actually allow you to what's it called? Like shipping limits are cheaper. So most bullion dealers online, like AppMex, JM Bullion, and some of the other big ones like SD Bullion, their shipping limit is $200. Well, I found this site called Hero Bullion, and it's a completely normal bullion dealer, and they're amazing, and their shipping limit is $150 to get free shipping. Avoid paying for shipping when you can, because shipping is a giant waste of money. Sometimes shipping can cost upwards of like $15. If you're paying $15 to ship, sorry guys, if you are paying $15 to get your coins shipped out to you, that is $15 that you could have used to buy more silver. Just think about that. And let's say you're making 4 purchases every single month. So you're purchasing once every week. Well, guess what? You just wasted $60 on shipping. $60. That's like an ounce and a half of silver. So what I'm saying is save on shipping as much as possible. Sometimes it means you have to save your paychecks instead of just buying right away. Sometimes that means you're going to have to wait for 2 paychecks instead of 1. But saving on shipping is actually very, very important. You wouldn't understand how much it adds up over time. I think when my first year stacking, when I didn't care about saving on shipping, I spent an extra $200 on shipping, like over that year. I totally regret that because $200 is enough to buy me like 5 ounces of silver. Ain't no way I wasted it on boxes, on cardboard boxes. I didn't even have to do that. Shipping, yes, eats at your ROI, and it delays you from stacking more silver. Exactly, Joseph Lopez. Exactly. Shipping can be a giant enemy. You would be surprised. Okay, this one is basically, this applies to all things in the world if you're trying to buy things. But if you are on a budget, you can buy used stuff. That's okay. You don't have to buy brand spanking new silver and gold. If you have coins that are like a little beat up, it sometimes takes off a little bit of value so that coin becomes cheaper. Buy damaged or used items. This is actually really cool because as a younger stacker, as a kid, I can't afford to buy brand new Maple Leafs or brand new American Eagles. Sometimes that just costs too much money. Sometimes $5 extra is literally a make or break situation for me because I don't just have money sitting around. A lot of you guys probably don't just have money sitting around. It's not really, yeah, secondary market silver is cheaper. So you want to buy this like secondary market stuff so that you can eventually have more weight. Because at the end of the day, silver is silver. We just want as much as possible. If an SHTF situation were to happen where we're using silver as the economy breaks down, well, guess what? People don't give a crap if it's shiny. People just want the metal. The goal is to have the metal. So let's say you're paying let's just say you're paying $50 for an American Silver Eagle, which is an amazing price nowadays. But you can get one that is a little bit beat up from a secondary seller for $45. Which one am I buying? Definitely the $45 one. I don't need a brand spanking new American Eagle. I would rather have the used one so that I can get more silver in my collection. I hope that makes sense. I think it's just common sense that people need to realize that you don't always need the new thing. Sometimes it's more helpful to get it used. That is the exact same thing with like when you buy shoes, like a new pair of Jordans or like Nike shoes, it costs $150. But the second somebody wears that shoe, it's worth like $70. So why don't you just go on Facebook Marketplace and buy the shoe for $70 instead of $150? That doesn't make any sense. It's not logical. So the way I see it is go ahead and buy some used stuff. It doesn't have to be the fanciest bling in the world. Exactly. Hand-me-down silver equals cheaper silver, which equals more ounces in the future, which potentially equals more money for all of y'all. And this episode is running a little bit long. We're at 19 minutes, and we haven't even ran the Q&A. And I love doing Q&As where I can talk with you guys live. So what do you guys think of this topic? Have I explained it well? Do you guys have any questions for a 15-year-old investor? What do you guys have to say in the chat? Just put some stuff down in the chat. I would love to answer it and like talk to y'all because I just love it. That's why I stream, is because I like to talk to y'all and like bounce ideas off each other. So yeah, start throwing some stuff in the chat. We'll stay on for another little bit. I'm going to show off some pieces and just talk about anything that really comes to my mind. As far as stuff I'm looking at in the market, I have been really, really enjoying Canadian silver. And the reason is because Canada is the United States neighbor, right? And so this silver holds some value in the United States, but it's undervalued. Canadian silver right now is very, very cheap. What I found is these Canadian dollars, they are more than a half ounce of silver. Okay, they're like zero point 0.6 of an ounce of silver. So they are more than a half ounce of silver. You can get these at or under spot price all day. Like at dealers, you could get it everywhere for under like for under spot price. So why are people buying these? Because if I have two of these right here, that's 1 ounce of silver. Well, guess what? I have like, I don't know, a bunch right here. Like literally a bunch. Just throw them right here. I have a lot of dollars. I really enjoy dollars. Okay, I have a question from Waffle God. Should I do micro investments in goats in Mongolia? There's apparently a 13% ARR plus. You're helping disadvantaged people. What? Micro investing in goats? That's interesting. So do you like buy a part of a goat? What? Okay, you have to elaborate on that question. Explain it in a simple way. Micro investing in goats. So like, are you just buying a part of a goat? That sounds interesting. Elaborate a little bit. For false advertising of being the lowest price period. Any thoughts on SD Bullion lawsuit? Yankee stacking, Silver Dragon, Smart Silver Stacker, Silver Seeker is being sued. Wait, are they actually? Yo, finance is herd every year. You get a cut. You finance the herd, and every year you get a cut of the return. Okay, so you're investing in other people's goats. And potentially what this means is they are basically going to pay you money for buying other people's goats. So how much does it cost to get in on this project? You're making 13% a year, so if you invested $100, you would make you'd make $13. So it's not a bad return. The annual inflation rate is 5%. That's what it supposedly is, but I believe that it's higher than that. So let's just say annual inflation is 7%, give or take. So if you're making 13%, that is a 6% return every year, which is not bad if they can actually promise that return. I would do it, but I don't know a ton about investing in goats in Mongolia because that is crazy. That like I have never heard about that, but I'll look into it. I think if you can actually guarantee that you are making 13% a year, I would do it. 6% a year in return after inflation isn't bad. 6% a year, if you could do that every year, you're making good amounts of money, right? The goal is you're beating inflation because inflation just eats away your money. The way I see it, oh my gosh. Sorry I sound so congested today, guys. I'm actually getting over a sickness, but I love y'all so much. I just decided I had to stream today. You place the investments through regional nonprofits and then they get okay, that's cool. So do they have like data that is it backed data that you will be able to get that 13% out of it? Because the hard part is sometimes people promise you something in investing and they don't give that back to you. Like if you were to invest in these goats and they only gave you 5%, would that be worth it to you? I don't think so because inflation would eat up all of the profits. So at that point, it's not worth it. But if you could get a guaranteed 6%, then I'd do it. Guaranteed money is guaranteed money. The way I see it, as I was trying to explain before, is that if you're beating inflation, oh my gosh, my sinuses are so bad. If you are beating inflation, that means you are able to then use your money to actually grow your wealth, right? If inflation is eating away all the value of your money, you are not growing your wealth over time. They have a 7-year operation with pretty consistent returns. They include risk in the average. Okay, I would say that you should invest some money in goats in Mongolia. Holy, just 1 second, guys. I need to like stand up for a sec, dude. Woo, this is really bad. sinuses today. Yeah. So in your case, depending on your financial situation, like how much money you have, I would look into it more and I would put some money into those goats. What is the minimum amount that you can invest? Like how much money do you need to invest? Can you just do it with like 5, 10 bucks, or do you have to pay like a minimum? Do you have to pay $100? Do you have to pay $500? What's your entry point? Like how much do you need to pay to get in on this goat like investing process? How much money do you have to pay to get into that? That is a question I always ask. Does it leave you vulnerable for losing money? I like the idea of philanthrop. I know how to say that. Philanthropic micro investing is a part of my portfolio. Go ahead and do that. I know what you mean. Philanthropy is nice. So for me, it returns plus values. Yeah. That makes sense. Goats in Mongolia. That's really interesting. I'm gonna look that up after the stream and just do some research on it. I think you should go ahead and do that. Just make sure you do your research and you know that there are risks involved with that. With everything in investing, there is always a risk. By the way, guys, I'm just gonna say this right now. This is not financial advice. I am a 15-year-old sharing my thoughts on investing with you guys. So take everything I say as a grain of salt, because I am not a financial advisor by any means. I am just a kid who has invested for 8 years. So keep that in mind. I have to say that for legal purposes, y'all. Yes, the lawsuit against SD Bullion is real. Oh, that is crazy. Waffle God says, gotta go, amigo. Great stream and keep up the good work. Thank you so much, Waffle God. Can you please hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any more streams and we can see each other in the future? I'd love to make a video about investing in goats. That sounds pretty cool. I might do it. It sounds like an interesting idea. So thank you for bringing that up, Waffle God. Anybody else have any more questions for me as I'm talking? As you can hear, my voice is dying right now, but we're going to keep on going for as long as you guys want to talk and as long as y'all have some questions for me. So put some questions in the chat. Buying goats is interesting. Yes, I believe that is an interesting outlook. I've never looked into buying and investing in goats, but you know what? My favorite animal is the goat because I am the goats. I am the goats. Only Joseph Lopez gets that, but in my sport, my punchball team, which is the sport we created, we are actually called the goats, and so my goats are my favorite animal because they are the greatest of all time. So investing in goats would be pretty interesting. If you guys enjoy this REN on the money kind of live stream, I'm gonna do this every single Tuesday for the next, I'd say, month or two, just so that like people can like know that this is a basic thing we do. My mom loves goats. That's crazy. But yeah. What else y'all want to talk about? We're talking about all things investing from a 15-year-old's perspective here. So with maximizing your stack, now that you know how to maximize, what is your plan, right? Another way to maximize your stack is to make a plan. A lot of people have a bad plan, and I don't understand why they don't spend more time on their plan. If you're stacking silver, I would recommend setting a budget aside. How much money are you going to put into silver every week, every month, every year? You need to decide how much you're going to put down. Because for me, I'm only able to put in like $40, I'd say, every 2 weeks. Because I'm on a tight budget because I'm paying for things. But some people might be able to put $500 in per month, which would be incredible. So you need to make a plan so that you are maximizing how much of this stuff you are actually able to buy. As I said, we are stackers. We never stop. The goal is to just buy as much as you humanly can. Would you buy any new products from the US Mint? Okay. This is hard. I love the US Mint, and I believe that some of their products are nice because you can sell them for a lot of money. Like, you can flip them. The last product I bought directly from the US Mint was the 2024 Morgan Silver Dollar. And I bought those for $80 a piece. And I ended up selling them for like $190 a piece. So I was able to flip them for a profit, and I went and I used that profit I made and I went and bought a bunch more silver. But as of right now, I feel like a lot of the products on the US Mint's website are overpriced and they are not valuable enough to flip, but they are also very, very like they're overmade. So like there's a 2025 American Silver Eagle that is a proof, which means it's special. But then there is an uncirculated American Silver Eagle. So like there's just too many different products right now. So the market is like flooded with US Mint products. So I am not buying for the US Mint as of right now. I would buy bullion, so like American Silver Eagles or like proof sets, those kind of things. I like those because I believe those will go up in value over time. I love proof sets because you can get people into investing with them. Like, I give them to my friends who don't know much about coins. I'll give them a proof set, and that means these coins are like perfect, and people enjoy that. But yeah, to answer your question, I just would not really buy from the US Mint. Have you heard of the DC Comics from the US Mint? Wait, so they have like DC Comic coins, or is it just like DC Comics? I have not heard of those. I don't really keep up with the US Mint right now because sometimes the US Mint just feels like a scam a little bit. But yeah, I have not heard of the comics from the US Mint. Definitely elaborate, like explain that to the chat. Just explain it for a little. Let's see. Is there any other things I missed with maximizing your stack? Yes. One more thing is track your stack. Make a spreadsheet. It's not hard. Literally all I did was I went onto Google Docs, okay? And I made a spreadsheet that tells me every single thing I've bought and how much I paid for it. The reason this is important is to know how much you've paid for your stuff, what it's worth, and how much you are willing to sell it for when you go and sell it. If I bought a coin for $20 and I can sell it for $25, that means I have a $5 profit. But here's the thing. If I don't keep track of that, then I don't know where I'm at and I've just lost all that momentum. I just don't know where I am anymore, which is not a good thing. You always need to keep your stuff organized so that you can know exactly what you have and how much it's worth. That helps you maximize your silver stack. That is very, very important. Batman, Superman, gold and silver medals from the US Mint. Wow, that's cool. I have to go look into those too. I love when y'all bring up something that I haven't researched as well, because then I get to go on my free time and look it all up, and it's really fun because that's why I like finance, is because there's so many little components to it. But yeah, if you guys have any questions for a 15-year-old investor, this is another call to action to ask those away. If you are wanting to know about maximizing your stack, I explained that all earlier in the stream, so now it's just a Q&A for a little bit where you can ask a 15-year-old investor anything you want. But if you don't want to ask anything, I can hop off stream at any point. So I'll give you guys like a minute to throw in what you want to. We will start a poll maybe. Are we able to do that? Oh, we can start a Q&A. Okay. Okay, I'm going to ask you guys a question. Have you guys sold more than 10 ounces of silver? Let's see. I think this is how you do it. I've never done this, but like, I'm gonna try out some cool things because it's fun. Boom, we're gonna put that right there. Doink. Have you guys ever sold more than 10 ounces of silver? We can move this around. That's really cool. That's the question. So I'm going to answer the question first, and y'all can jump in and answer it. I have never sold any precious metals yet. And I'm going to sell when I have enough to buy. Oh, look at this. I actually have my dream board right here. When I can buy a car, that's when I'm going to sell my silver. Or when I can buy myself some property. Joseph Lopez has never sold more than 10 ounces of silver. Has anybody in the chat ever sold silver? It's interesting that a lot of people stack but have never sold. I think we need to think about selling because I just think a lot of people like need to lock in and realize that they've never Like, what are you guys gonna do when it comes to selling your stuff? Because a lot of people haven't even sold. No, I will never sell my beautiful Sunshine 10-ounce silver bar. It's too beautiful. That's the thing, though. Okay, let's go back to maximizing your silver stack, because this is something I just thought about. If you are not willing to sell your stuff, then why are you stacking? If you're never gonna sell it, this is not money. This is not money if you don't sell it. This is not worth anything. Like, if I don't get my dollars out of this, or if I don't get something out of this, what is it worth? I'm just working for silver. So this is something you need to think about. What are you actually trying to accomplish with your stack? I made it clear from the first day that I started stacking that I wanted to buy a car. And as soon as I had enough money for a car, I would sell all my stuff to buy a car. Which is crazy, because a car is a depreciating asset, meaning it goes down over time. And your plan can always change, right? Like, it's good to have an evolving plan, because selling all your silver to buy a car is kind of a stupid idea financially, because your car loses 90% of the value when you drive it. So it doesn't really do anything, if that makes sense. It's just like it loses value. A car is nice because you have freedom to go drive places, and like for me as a teenager, I want to go drive and see my friends, whatever, because that's like a dream of mine, right? But what are you actually doing when you're selling? Like, what's your purpose of stacking? This is how you maximize your stack. You need to have a purpose. My purpose is to buy a car. But like, as I said, just barely, if you do not sell your stuff, why are you stacking it in the first place? There's no point in just hoarding tons and tons of silver. It's not going to do anything for you. It's not going to do anything for anybody. You're just going to die with a ton of silver. And what happens then? Are you going to pass it to someone? Like, you at least have to have a plan. You at least have to have a plan. So yeah, that was a fun rant to get into. Make sure you guys actually have a plan with your stack and know what you're doing. And is that all the questions we have? My purpose is to have extra funds to improve my nutrition. Hey, that's a good plan. So like, if you needed to improve your nutrition to survive, right? Because nutrition makes you a better human being and you can survive better. Are you willing to sell your silver if something came up where you needed to sell it for nutrition? Would you do it? Would you sell your silver for that? I hope this is all making sense to y'all. Okay, I have another question, and I'm gonna put it up on the screen because it's fun. How do you, like, edit these questions? Like, it's just here now. Can I just, like, delete it? Oh, wait. Boom, I deleted it. Okay, one sec. We're gonna ask y'all another question, okay? Let me know your answer in the chat. Okay, this is a good one. Have you seen... sorry, guys, just a minute. I'm typing something for y'all. I'm typing something. Boom. Okay, I added it. Start Q&A. We're going to put it in the Q&A spot right here. Have you guys ever seen a 15-year-old investor other than me? Or have you ever seen, like, a young investor? And if you have, tell me about it, because I want to start hooking up with young investors and young people who believe in money. I really do believe that the more young investors we have in this world, the better it will be, because eventually all these young investors grow up and they get to teach their kids how to invest. So, if you know any young investors, have seen any young investors, and you have any leads on young investors, I would love to know, because on this channel, I want to start talking about them. Like, I want to start bringing it up. I think youth can run investing. It's not that adults can't do it. It's just that we have a lack of education everywhere where not enough people know about investing. So it kind of starts with the youth. I believe that if parents are teaching their kids, then the next generation, the future generation, has a better chance to succeed and to survive. So when I'm an adult, you best believe that I'm teaching my kids how to invest from a young age. And you best believe that hopefully my kids are going to teach their kids how to invest. But yeah, I just believe that investing and knowledge is something that should be passed down. So, have you guys ever seen young investors? If you have, put something down. Joseph Lopez says, no, you're the first ever in history. I am not the first young investor. Do you guys want to hear a secret? This is the last thing I'm going to say on this stream, because we're 40 minutes in. But guess what? I have some friends, guys, and we made a clan of young investors. There's actually 4 of us, and we talk about finance. Like, we bounce ideas off of each other every day, and we have like a group chat, and we talk to each other all the time. And I'm going to try to get them onto a live show with us, and cross my fingers that we can make it happen. But they're going to be really fun to have on. So if you guys are wanting to see more young investors, hit that subscribe button. Like, we are going to make a show with just young investors, and it'll be awesome. And my hope is that more high school people, or even middle schoolers, junior high kids, I don't care who it is, I want kids to invest. I want to be walking down the street and be able to talk about investing. Because when I talk about investing right now, kids are like, huh? What's going on? What's happening? But I want there to be a world where people can just talk about investing like a normal thing. Investing should be a normal thing. It should be in everybody's life. And yeah, I've just been rambling on, so that's gonna end up. That's going to. Oh, you guys will change the paradigm of the youth when this live show comes. Yeah, we will. Yeah, we will. We will change the paradigm of the youth, which will be awesome. But yeah, that's gonna wrap it up for the 3rd episode of REN on the Money. Hopefully we can have more people come in as we go, because obviously this is more of a discussion-based channel. But as of right now, since my topic is done, we're going to end off the stream. Thank you guys so much for being here. I love you all. And if you guys have anybody to share this stuff with, please share it with youth or smart adults who want to learn how to invest. And I'll see you guys all on the next stream. Thank you for